Well, in today's gospel, the ascension narrative, we hear Jesus say, "They will lay hands on the sick and they will recover." 27 bones, 17 mobile joints, 39 muscles to move the hand and the wrist, 9 muscles in the thumb alone, 3 major nerves that branch off into countless nerves to deliver the experience of sensation. Wait a minute. This is the one you gave, wasn't it? Okay. Anybody remember this one? It was, 15th of February, I think? Okay. Well, what happened is I woke up in the middle of the night a couple weeks ago. For some reason, that's when I get my ideas or inspiration for homilies. And I was thinking about the hands because of the reading today. So I told my wife Mary about this, and I thought I had some really great ideas, and she said, "Isn't that the same homily Gary gave?" So I got online and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, crap. So I'm going to do something a little different here, okay? I'm going to not just talk about hands, I'm going to show you something about hands. I'm going to show you that even though most of us all have hands, not all hands are alike, and not all hands can do the same thing. And I'm going to show you how my granddaughter Rose's hands are different from my hands. Here, Rose. Okay. But Father Gary, can you come up and give us a hand? Okay. Reason is you won't be able to see from far back or out there what we're doing, so Gary's going to describe it. Now.
Where are we? 27 bones, 7...
Just tell them what you're seeing.
I'm seeing them bending the tips of their fingers. And Rose is able to just bend the top, what's that called? Knuckle. And Phil, our extraordinary deacon, cannot do that.
Let's do this, okay? How do we do this?
Now they're putting their hands together. Those people over there can't see Phil. There you go. Okay, so they're... So everybody can see... Oh. Our little contortionist here. She could do something with her elbows he can't, which I'm not surprised. Is that it?
All right, go sit down.
Way to go, Rose.
She can do all kinds of things I can't do. She's double-jointed just everywhere. So at any rate, well, as I said, while almost everybody here, but not all, have hands, clearly everyone cannot use their hands in the same way. Now, most of us can scratch our backs, but and everybody, I think, except maybe Rose, there's one spot that you just can't reach, you know, okay? And you have to have somebody else scratch that for you. You've heard that saying, "You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours." Well, sometimes we have to rely on someone else to do for us that which we cannot do for ourselves. And there are times that we need someone else's hands to do that which we can't do for ourselves. Early in life, we needed someone else's hands to feed us, to change our diapers, to dress us, to tie our shoes, that sort of thing. And then we grow and we're able to do those things ourselves. And for some of us, we grow old enough that we need to have someone else do those same things for us near the ends of our lives, the dressing, the feeding. And in the gospel today, we hear Jesus, and he's about to ascend to his throne at the right hand of his Father. And the last thing he does is he instructs his disciples to do for each other that which he had done for them during his time on this earth. And he said that those who believed in him would, quote, "lay hands on the sick and they will recover." And then further on in the same gospel passage, we hear that after Jesus ascended into heaven, quote, "the Lord worked with them," his disciples, "and confirmed the word through accompanying signs." Through accompanying signs. Now, simply put, Jesus left his people, his body, his church, the sacraments. Remember the old pre-Vatican II definition of sacrament, an outward sign instituted by Christ to give grace? Okay. Well, recall that a sacrament affects, it brings about that which it signifies. And one of the Church's 7 sacraments is the sacrament of the sick. It used to be called extreme unction, you recall, the last anointing. In this sacrament, the priest lays his hands on the sick person, prays over them, and anoints them with oil that's been blessed by the bishop. And at this Mass, Father Gary will administer the sacrament of the sick to those present who have serious health problems. And one of those who will receive this sacrament is me. I think as many of you know, because I'm pretty open about this, preached about it Holy Thursday, I was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer. And I will have surgery this coming Thursday, May 28th, and I hope to be cured from this life-threatening disease. And the odds are really, really good that I will be 100% cancer-free after the surgery. And hopefully I'll also be spared the occurrence of some rather nasty side effects. And this surgery is something that I cannot do for myself. And I've lived most of my life being self-sufficient to a fault. I've been blessed with good genes, and I've never had any serious health issues in the 64 years of my life. But now I've got cancer. And that's an itch I cannot reach to scratch myself. And fortunately, Dr. Matt Spellman, a friend of Father Gary's and sometime participant here at our liturgies at the CSC, will use his trained hands to remove my cancerous prostate gland. And Father Gary's still trying to talk me into donating it as an auction item for the... and I'm thinking about it. Okay. All right. Isn't that callous right there? Well, I'm fortunate enough to have access to other healing hands that will do for me that which I can't do for myself. And like all of you, I'm a physical body, but I'm more than a physical body. I'm a thinking, feeling, spiritual being. And these parts of me need healing in the same way that the physical part of me need healings. And I think that's what Jesus had in mind when he instructed those he left behind to lay hands on the sick so that they might recover. And it's in this spirit that I'll submit my misguided self-sufficiency into the hands of Father Gary, who will, at the command of Jesus, do for me that which I cannot do for myself. I want my cancer to be healed, and I'll leave that job to Dr. Spellman. I want the rest of me to be healed, and I'll leave that to Jesus and to those like Father Gary, whom he instructed to carry on his work on this earth after he ascended to heaven. Now, some of you have things more seriously wrong with you than I do. Some of you less seriously. But some of you will come forward to receive the sacrament of the sick so that you might too be healed in whatever way you might need healing, whether that be of your body or of your spirit. And whether it's a healing of your body, your spirit, or frankly both, I believe that's in the hand of God. And each one of us here, whether we come forward or not, we really are all in need of healing. We all got bodies that aren't going to endure. And we all have spirits that must and will endure. And we will all one day rise with Jesus and will ascend with Jesus to a state of being that will no longer require the laying on of hands to be healed. Because then we will rest in the hand of God. And that's the healing hand of God.